Hey guys, how you doing? Okay, so we're going to move on to the second type of mixed media for the beginners. The first one we did was, which I still have to finish up, was adding on your drawing to your background. This is Bristol paper. I love Bristol paper. It's very sturdy. You can put it in a frame. You can, hang it, whatever you want to do. Remember, we did the whole background. It was very bright, but I wanted her to pop. So I have a few stamps with some words I'm going to put around, and she's going to be done. But that was the first one that we did. And that was a very simplistic, you can use, whatever you have as far as paint. Like I said, AC Moore, Michaels, I don't know if Joann's has it or not. They all have their store brand acrylic paints. Buy them in Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and a black and white, and you are good to go. So on this one, I have another piece of Bristol paper. I have my Mod Podge. If you don't have Mod Podge, use white school glue. It's just as good. Just add a little bit of water to it. And we're going to do a semi mixed media background. I'm not going to use scrapbook paper because I want you to be able to go to the dollar store and buy tissue paper, or start saving tissue paper, or ask relatives if they have tissue paper. Even if you have wrapping paper, that will work. And some newspaper, any kind of newspaper that you have. So what we're going to start doing is putting it on our paper. And it's going to go out of focus for a few minutes because until I start getting stuff on here. So I'm just taking my tissue paper and I'm just ripping it up in some pieces. And taking some Mod Podge or your white school glue or Collage Podge or whatever you have. I don't use glossy. I use matte. But if you only have glossy, then that's what you use. And then just start sticking down. And then go over it. And wrinkles are good. Wrinkles give texture. And then I go over it. You don't want to go over it too many times with your brush because because it is tissue paper, it will rip. But just kind of lay it down. Very easy. And you can get so many things from the dollar store, like wrapping paper, like tissue paper. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. Now I'll just lay this square here. I'll just give it a little push if there's a little button. Now see, I just squished this right here. So I'm going to put a little bit more glue on there so it gets underneath and it gives me a little more texture there. And it's okay if it's hanging off the end like that part is, because we'll cut that off. And now just kind of dispersing it everywhere. It's very easy and quick going. All right, and that's what I'm going to do with the green. And make sure it gets a coat on it. And then move my green out of the way. And then I have some orange. Again, if you go to the dollar store, you can get all kinds of cool, you can get a package of all the colors. And they have like special, like little, you can get wrapping paper or tissue paper with stars. And I have all kinds of different ones, but we're going to kind of stick with what I got here so I can use it up. And I'm just going to put, like I said, this is how simple, and you can do this with your kids. And use the Elmer's school glue. And you can even wrinkle it up like this. And then open it up. And put it down. And we'll just put that piece up there if it'll get off my brush. And just add some more texture to it. Underneath, I mean, you see how easy this goes, and you can use, this is a big paintbrush where you get like a big kit of inexpensive, I have a lot of these. I love using them, especially in mixed media. brush hair I don't want on there. And you just keep kind of, and if it moves, it doesn't matter. Just glue it down. Because that's texture. It's fantastic. All right, and you can stop there or add more. Doesn't matter. And then come on with some text, which can be from an old book. I go to the dollar store and buy books, from newspapers. Dollar store, you can get them for $1. Doesn't matter what they're about. You know, the point is just getting some. And this is considered our first layer. Oh, my nose itches. Why's my nose itches when I'm on camera? And just kind of paste that on. Get another little piece. Tear it in a different shape if you want. Put it down here. We're just adding some. Now, mind you, you can go on and cover this whole white piece of paper if you want. It's all on what you want. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll do 2 or 3 layers of different scrapbook paper. I'm using newspaper and tissue paper because I think it's easier for most people who are starting out to have on them rather than be afraid to go out and, you know, or not have the money even to go out and buy any supplies. You know what I mean? You don't have to. If you have the basic paint colors, and I just had a giveaway and it just ended, and Jacqueline won, and I have a kit in there, an acrylic kit that's going to be going to her with a bunch of other things, and you know, I have them quite a bit. I have them usually when I hit like the 1,000 mark. I'm on my way to 6,000, but I do have some really cool giveaways coming up in the meantime. And I want something up here. And putting that coat of Mod Podge or white glue or whatever you're using on top of it just helps it kind of stay. Now I'll put, maybe I'll put that right there. Okay. Now you see how different this is from the last one where we just used straight on stencils and paints and no paper. Well, now we're adding another element to the mixed media. And again, I'm going over it. Work on wax paper, parchment paper. This is one of the non-stick sheets. As a matter of fact, I have a new one sitting here that I've had for, it has to be more than a year. It sits to the left of me and I won't put it on here even though I need it. But I have 2 on here. And they are so distorted because I've had them since I mean, years since they came out. I don't even know. And I forget, and I take my blade, and I cut on it and everything. So I don't want to put my new one up yet. And I keep saying it, and it's been a year. And it just keeps staring at me. All right, so there we are. We're good there. And that's as quick and easy as that one goes. Nothing hard. Nothing... you know, expensive, like I said, newspaper that or a magazine, whatever you get, you just do it and you put it on. And we already have, so our blank white piece of paper is no longer blank. And I'm going to take the heat gun and I'm just going to dry for a minute. And it'll dry fast if you're using white school glue. Let's see, I have to push that down. If you see some bubbles, push them down. If you want to, or if you want to leave the texture, by all means. Okay. But nowadays, with all the medical issues and everything I'm having, and my husband having to miss a lot of work, having to take me, if we're not going to the doctors, we're having tests. If I'm not having tests, I'm going to specialists. I mean, it's constant. And now my daughter has fibro, and they believe RA as well. And now my kidneys, I go next week to see what we're going to do with these kidneys. So, okay, on here, I see right here, this little bit lifted up. Now, you can do one of two things. You can get a glue stick. You don't have to pull out your Mod Podge or anything again. You can get your glue stick and put it down, or you could just kind of tear it off. And then you don't have to worry about it anymore. That's how simple and fun. I mean, like I said, you just, with, you know, no idea of what you want to do, just glue stuff down. While I give this one more second to dry, this is something that I did. I cut out from, these are plastic folders that you put in your school notebooks and things like that for the kids. So I traced out a body from a magazine and traced out the outline and did this. And then I took one of these, and then I took my X-Acto knife. I think I showed this in a video before, and I cut around it. So I have this part, and then I have this part. And I'm going to use it, you know, for background or whatever. It's just to add extra. You know, you can make this the main part, you know, or you could spray over this and make it a mask, or use this and make the inside. I don't know if we're going to use it on this one, but that's very fun. And you can do that in with so many different things. So now that we're here, we want to, I don't want to do the same colors that we did on the last one. I think I'm going to go with some blue. Do I want to go blue? I don't know. Let me think. What color? Maybe I'll do orange. I want a nice green is what I really want. Let's do this. This is from Artist Loft, which is the Michaels brand. It's called Green Neon. Now, in all honesty, these aren't really great neon color. Like, the next time I go to get some neon colors, I'm going to definitely buy a better brand. And only because these are student level, and they're just not what I wanted. This is more, I'll show you. It'll be easier than me trying to explain. So I'm just going to put some on here and give it a squirt. I don't know. When I think of neon, I think of the 80s, and I think of what I think that neon is. These, I bought a bunch of the different colors. They're nice. I mean, they were cheap enough and they're nice, but they're not what I wanted. So now, can you see how that's a very, I can't think of the word. It's not as, I don't want it see-through. I want it like thick. But anyway, it'll work for this. I'm going to wet my brush, and I'm going to take it. And you don't have to go all over your orange paper if you don't want tissue paper. Because you know what I like to do? I just like keep picking up. I'm going to pull it all the way down. And we're going to give this is our base coat. This could be whatever color you want. I'm picking this color because I feel like it. And one thing I want you guys to listen to me about and understand is nothing, I'll say most of the time, because I'm sure somebody will say, well, that doesn't do, you know, I don't do that. But 99.9% of the time that I start out doing something, whether it be color, whether it be picture, whether it be whatever, it never comes out how I originally thought it was going to come out, or how I originally started with it. So, you know, that's something to remember, to not beat yourself up over, because it just unveils itself as you continue to work. And this is Neon Green by Artist Loft. I'm going to dry it. Now, it works well for this because we have the green underneath. And you can still see the paper and everything like that. It's not covering it too much. Which, you know, is a good thing if that's what you're going for. Like I always say, use your hair dryer. Go to the thrift store and buy a hair dryer. You don't need a heat gun. That's overkill for just, you know, drying your paint. And at the thrift store, gosh, they have so many of them there. You know, you want a heat gun if you're going to emboss. Otherwise, there's no need to. So you don't have to feel like, you know, oh, I don't have a heat gun. I can't do mixed media, or I can't do this, or I can't. Yeah, you can. You can, you can. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 more, let's see. Okay. This is from Dreamy Memories, Angie's Antics. This is called Starburst Geometric Stencil. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it like this. We're going to take some molding paste. Now, molding paste, modeling paste, whatever you want to call it. This is Liquitex. Gesso, Golden has one. I call it modeling paste because it says modeling paste. I mean, I call it molding paste, but it's called modeling paste. People always bust on me for that. I don't care. It's what I call it. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to take my used credit card. Expired, rather. Not used. Well, that was one. It is used, but now it's expired. So I got a new one. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to just swipe it down like this. Because we're going to add some texture now to the back of this. And you just go like that and then scrape it off. And you can make it as thick as you want. Like I said, with Angie's stencils, what I love about them the most is that they're not so thick that you can't manipulate what you want to do with them. And I have, like you know, I have a lot of stencils. And I've actually seen she has a few more up. I think there's a number 1. And I can't remember. But I was like, oh, I'll go get my hands on them. So, and I will put her site below for you to go check them out. She also has deli paper. I know a lot of people can't get deli paper, and I think it's like $6 for 50 sheets or something like that. So, you know, it's like all one-stop shopping. Okay. All right, so I'm going to lift that up, and you see it gives you this delicious, and it's not risen too much. Like I said, I have stencils that I use molding paste on, and it gets very thick. And you know what? There's places and times for that. Times and places. Now, I will wipe off my stencil with a baby wipe to get the rest of that off. Because I don't want it to dry on there. Because I like my... I was going to say I like my stencils clean, but I don't. Because I never clean paint off of them. But the molding paste I do. Now, I have recipes for molding paste, modeling paste, what have you. Even gesso. And I will put my link to my website below, and you can go check them out. Very easy to make. Many people, when I did the video and put out the recipe, many people made it, and they use it all the time still. And it's basically baby powder, a little bit of white paint, acrylic paint, and what else was there? White glue. So I'll put the link below. Check it out. Like I said, you can make your own from basically from stuff from the dollar store, and have your own molding paste, modeling paste, whatever way you want to roll with it. That's what you'll have. And I'm going to save the I have 3 here. This is called Fingers, and it's one of my favorite ones. And I'm just going to kind of make it go this way. Take some more paste. And just randomly, we're just randomly adding some texture. It doesn't have to come out. If you want it to be perfect, like to come out as exactly the stencil, you take extra time. You do your thing. I just like having it to have some, you know, some texture. You know, some depth. You know, because I'm all deep in that kind of shit, you know. You play and you scrape off the extra and you lift it up, and look how cool. I'll hold it up closer in a second because I'm going to put some over this way. Do a little bit coming straight on, and I'm not even going to worry about, like I said, hitting everything. I just want to kind of get some of that on there, some texture. And you can make it thicker, even with the thinner stencils. You can make it thicker. I'm scraping it off to get the extra off. No big deal. I got great crisp lines. Thrilled to death. I'm gonna scrape my card off to get the rest of that modeling paste off. Okay, I'm gonna push that back for a second. I'm gonna wipe off my stencil. You're not missing anything. I'm just wiping the stencil off. Now, if you, which I've done before as well, if you are enjoying your painting and you forget to wipe your stencil off, I always go to the dollar store and buy baby wipes from there. You know, just so I constantly have something here to grab to wipe. But if you don't and it happens to dry, just soak them in warm water and then come out and take them out after a few minutes and then wipe them and you'll be good to go. No harm, no foul. Okay, so I'm going to put my mold and paste away now. Make sure I put the lid on because I made that mistake before and I dried a whole one out. I never said that I'm beautiful with big boobs and brains. Okay. So, then I'm just going to, now you can leave this air dry. But I'm just going to kind of help it along here. You wouldn't really want to use your heat gun on here unless you really move it around and don't hold it in one place because it'll make it bubble, which is cool on its own. But that's why a hairdryer would be much better because it dries it. It doesn't heat it. Now, remember, our papers put down was layer 1. Our paints, layer 2. Our modeling paste, whatever you want to call it, is layer 3. So we're up 3 layers here. And you've seen we used 3 different kind of medias already. We used our paper, we used our paints, and we used stencils and modeling paste. Okay. So I know that's not going to be dry all the way yet, but let's, what was I going to do? I was going to say something to y'all, and then I forgot. Like, that's a surprise to anyone. All right, dry little friends. Where are we at? 24 minutes? All right. You know what? I think that's where we're going to stop with this one. I'm not going to go on a whole long video. I'm going to let this dry all the way, and then I'll be back with another video to where we'll go next. And if you have in your home corrugated cardboard, bubble wrap, a piece of foam from whatever, it's that soft kind of pluggy foam. If you embroider and have if you have any kind of stamps, if you have if you work with clay or you have any of these kind of things. I have a lot of things I want to show you that you can use from home that you don't have to go out and buy a lot of it. And in the process, I believe what I'm going to do for, I just ended the one contest, but I think this isn't going to be as big as a contest as the other one. But I'm going to probably do a video on it next, right after this one, and check back and see, because I'm going to do a little giveaway with mixed media, like a few products for mixed media that you can use on mixed media, especially for people, for beginners. I'll probably have a piece of this in there. I'll probably have bubble wrap. I'll probably have a new, of course, piece of corrugated cardboard. I'm going to have, these are the greatest things in the world. I have so many and I use these. I've been using these for all year. I love these. I have all these different shapes. I'm going to send 4 different patterns and I'll show you how these work. And just a small little package of just a few of those things that really, you know, for those starting out will really be helpful. So I think I might do that. So check out the, you know, in a bit to see. It'll be a small contest. And also, if you have PVC pipe, have your husband cut you a piece of PVC pipe, or if you go to the store, again, Q-tips, can't even tell you enough. This is from my needle I take for my RA. I mean, look at things completely differently. I'm telling you what. So, you know, so I'm going to do a little contest and, you know, nothing major. I'll put it on my website, do the raffle copter, and, you know, pick in a few days, and then, you know, somebody can win. Like I said, for beginners, all you guys who are emailing me out there as beginners, I know I was a beginner once too with everything, and it does get hard, and it does get, you know, you feel like you can't really do what you want to do because you don't have all the products, and you really don't need them all. Remember, I'm going to put my site down below where you can go check out and make your own molding paste, modeling paste, whatever you call it, your own gesso. And I'm going to have a little contest, I think, and I'm going to do a little giveaway of some pieces that are really helpful that I still use to this day. And I have, you know, I have quite a bit of supplies, but I still use to this day. I go back to the true, you know, what I love. Using stuff from home. I even have a video back in the day where I showed everything I use from home. I should probably do another one to let people so people can know. So that is that for this one. I'm not going to make it an hour video. We did our, how many layers? Let's see, paper, paint, molding paste, 3 layers. So we're 3 layers in. Where will she go next? I don't know. So I will probably have the next video up tomorrow for this. I'll do it tomorrow. And like I said, check out later on for a little giveaway video. Like I said, I wish back in the day that people had these little kind of giveaways going on when I was starting out. Because, and I'm sure even people who do mixed media, you know what I mean? We never can have enough supplies. And everybody has something to offer and give. And I do like to do that. So that's about it. So as always, be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Color outside the lines, because this is what it's all about. Everybody who writes me, everybody who asks me questions, and you know, it's all about, don't box yourself in. Just play. And I will see you in the next video. And I am so blessed to have all of you as my subscribers, as my peeps, as my friends. I don't know what I'd do without you guys, with all this going on in my life right now. So thank you guys, and don't forget to look down in the description box. Bye-bye.